Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come. I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
As we draw closer to July 17th protest date, today makes it 10 days from that date. We have asked planners to engage with the Ministry of Justice to get a permit and inform law enforcement as to routes they intend to take so that we can provide the adequate protection. Up to today, we haven't seen any such engagement. However, we want to reaffirm our commitment to the democratic process that will provide the adequate protection necessary, and will do whatever we can to ease the burden of those who will not be a part of the protest and will have to get to town. So as soon as we understand how and where they intend to gather, we'll continue to communicate with the public. We're asking everybody to keep tuned to our social media pages, to other radios and stuff, and we will be able to communicate adequately. But I would like to encourage each and everyone to go about their normal basis. Protest in this country has become a routine issue. So it's not something that say, oh, we're going to ask you to stay home and stuff like that. School remains open. Children can move back and forth and go to school freely. People can go to work, and everyone can continue their normal business.
Gregory Coleman's lies, deception, and threats of violence against peaceful protesters. We the people warn. Police threats won't derail peaceful protest. Calls Gregory Coleman's statements reckless, misleading, and unconstitutional. Liberia's foremost civil society movement, Stand, or Solidarity and Trust for a New Day, categorically condemns the dangerous and misleading statements made by Inspector General Gregory Coleman. His unfounded warnings, issued under the pretense of security, represent a thinly veiled attempt to disrupt the constitutionally allowed or protected Enough is Enough protest scheduled to be held on July 17, 2025. By falsely claiming that protest organizers did not inform the Minister of Justice and insinuating that participants may be armed, Inspector General Coleman has resorted to dangerous misinformation campaign. These fabrications are clearly designed to incite fear, to delegitimize a peaceful protest, and justify potential violent crackdown against peaceful civilians. In the face of Gregory Coleman's deceitful fabrications, it is astonishing that the Inspector General will pretend ignorance of the fact that on July 4th, 2025, we formally served notice to the Minister of Justice, fully in compliance with Article 17 of the Liberian Constitution.
The judge ascribed unto himself an authority that he doesn't have. When specific provisions of the Constitution are raised as subject matter of discussion in a trial, a court of limited jurisdiction, specifically a trial court, doesn't have the authority to interpret the Constitution. That authority is ascribed to the full bench of the Honorable Supreme Court. So today, the judge had indeed agreed that the former officials of government are immune from any criminal prosecution or judicial inquiry for acts committed or acts carried out while serving as members and statutory members of the National Security Council and principal advisors and agents of the presidency. That immunity of the president that extends to the advisors of the president and the agent, that immunity can never be subjected to judicial review in a court of law. The courts shall refrain from conducting inquiry on the basis that any attempt will compromise national security. In fact, it's on the other way around. Why we should be protecting the protection of national secrecy, I see the government proceeding to expose national security operations, especially about expenditure during elections to keep this country safe from threats to the elections. It's left with the wisdom of the judge. The next thing is the defendants, the former ministers of the former officials of government cannot stand trial. Why? Under the due process clause that we have in fact our cases like the Wallow versus Wallow, the landmark case on due process, before you are convicted, you have the right to question the witnesses, to produce evidence in your favor in order to exonerate yourself.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happen in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Assad is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honour, peace, and the defence of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
God Almighty, tell him thank you, bless his holy name. He's faithful and true. He is the protector. He is the God who keeps watch over every one of us, irrespective of our imperfections, sins, iniquities, and transgression. He provides, he protects, he heals, he does everything within himself, of himself, by himself, in himself, for our benefit and his glory. We are grateful that he hovers us. He has brought us into this day to not only exalt his name, but to also speak truth to power, make our society better and make the world better. It is an obligation, not a choice, not a privilege, not an opportunity, but an obligation to make society better, irrespective of who are involved, managing it, whatever their position, president, vice president, senator, representative, politician, journalists, business people, just everybody, young and boys, just everybody. We are grateful to him, and we have that responsibility, which we fulfill every day. And he appraises our work as good work, good work, good work. If you think your responsibility on earth is only to go to church, say amen, hallelujah, pay tithe, offering, and tell people you are Christian, or because you are a pastor, so you preach and everything is okay, well, when you stand before God, you will be surprised. And you will say, oh, if I had known, I would have spoken against this. I would have said this is wrong. Oh, yes, it's going to be a surprise. Today is Wednesday, the 9th of July. Is 15,000 a day. We're giving up 15,000, the King's Cash giveaway. Start playing. Play as many times as you can, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. 15,000, the King's Cash giveaway. Dial star 79 and star 24 hash. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. And you can have your 10,000 going into the weekend. It's midweek. And then tomorrow is another 15,000. And Friday, 15,000. So 450,000. You don't want to miss out. Imagine that. Hit the jackpot. Play as many times as you can. Start playing now. Go ahead of me. Wherever you are, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing, no, stop it. Play. Play as many times as you can. Just dial star 79 and star 24 hash. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Also, the King's Cash giveaway. Not the King's Cash giveaway, but King Support Basket. I encourage you are responding, but we want you to step it up. We appreciate you. You are very responsive, and let us say thank you. Some of you, if not most, but most will respond. You're doing extremely well. Thank you so much, but let's continue to do it. We are challenged, and we can't lie to you. We are in the opposition. We need you. Sustainability is key going forward. The numbers not on your screen except for the call in. So I should get it there so that you see it on your screen. It's on your screen now. The send wave +231, wherever you are, as per your location, 0555 885 885. The mobile money, that's 0555 885 885. Those of you in Liberia, the orange, 0777 017 885. The name is Ibrahim Weah. That's all. Simple, easy, short. And then we acknowledge you in the fullness of time. Thank you. Raf Cooper, Denver, Colorado. Musa A. Sharif, Sophie Community, Congo Town. Edward Domian, City View Community. Princess Peters, Gantat City. Bapin Paul Lee, Johnsonville. Barbara Rose, Stanford, Brooklyn, New York City. Fifth Kelvin Bapin, Block A 189, Windtime Prep Line Road. Zakara Zamin, Caldwell, Zone 7 Police Station. Masare Abdullah, GGY Community. Jackson C. Punin, Iron Factory, Block C Community. Member of Block 13 Intellectual Center. Romancio Latupan, Cannibal or Rico Forshot, the everlasting chairman, the chairman for life, the common chairman, the chairman that you always want to be in his presence. You don't want to miss out on his presence. Very good. Like my dear brother Stephen Coker, you want to get connected with Romancio Latupan, Cannibal or Rico Forshot, common citizen, die hard Jowian. Thank you for coming on. You're always on the show. Dinah Davids, you are on from Manhattan, New York City. Agatha Glasgow, Tinkers Village, RIA Road. Paris Lobot, New Jersey, USA. Good. Henry Tito, Junior Caldwell, Sophie Blamo, and the list is just long. The names are running down. Brilila Warrens, Delaware, the United States of America. Joan, that's Joan Momolu from your business center, Gale Street, behind the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation. Patience Wisner, Lynch Street, opposite the Ministry of Public Works. Ibrahim Kurman, the Keke man, never miss out on the show. Salud as Saliye Kemu, District 3, Matsurado County. Matilda Stevens, yes, I'm doing good as usual, with God hovering. Thank you for the concern. Thank you for asking, Matilda Stevens, and good to have all of you on the show this afternoon. I appreciate all of you. You are wonderful people. Again, it's 10,000 and 5,000, the King's Cash giveaway. You can play as many times as you can, as well as King's Support Basket is before you. Drop whatever you can in that basket, and the basket can receive. The basket is why the basket never get filled. So just keep dropping. I don't want to sound prophetic. That is for the prophetic people, but we can say the same thing. As you drop, God drops. And that's what the people say. They say, when you sow, as you sow dangerously, and so God will multiply. Some of the NG, the MOGs and the WOG, they know how to cajole. But we're not cajoling you. We tell you the truth. We are challenged and we need you to help us. That's why we came out with this initiative. And it is not wrong. The government itself asks for money here and there. Every other person does that. God in heaven himself instructs that you do that so that you come out of your difficulty. The send wave is +231 0555 885. The mobile money, local 0555 885 885. The orange 0777-017-885. Not only cash, whatever tool, whatever the material, we are open to receiving, and we will thank you in return. Thank you so much. So let's get started. Time is of the essence. We've got a couple of issues on our plate to share with you. We find ourselves in a damning situation. The atmosphere is dire. Only God knows. But we can start no better place but what is unfolding and the impact with the iconic leader, the man whom God predestined, and everyone is a testimony of the predestination. We can't help but talk about this iconic character as the first pointer. I'm talking about the man who embodies the peace of this country, the man upon whom the peace and stability of this country rests. God first, he is second, the leading opposition figure in this country, a man that is recognized globally, unlike the current president that is unknown, even in his own country. He is unknown, fighting to be known. The former president, the world never erases his name. The world never forgets him. The world always remembers the name George Weah and brings it into significant gatherings with high-profile, iconic global characters, both politics and every other sphere of life. Currently, he is at the FIFA Club World Cup. This is at the invitation of global football leader, an expert in that area. He is there with renowned icons of the game, and FIFA president, the head of international football associations from around the world, journalists, coaches, captains, everybody, they are there. Today, they will witness the semi-final between PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, and Real Madrid, Spain versus France. The iconic war icon will watch that game, having met some of his guys that he played with, like Ronaldo and the other guys, and they had a breakfast together. They lecture on a number of things, the game, and share their experiences. And after that, getting set for that semi-final match this evening. And then on Sunday, which is the grand final, again, the iconic war leader, George Weah, will be in full attendance. And given what we saw, I will leave that in suspense so that you see it for yourself. We told you the last time he was going there, what he was going to do, and you saw it at the FIFA Ballon d'Or ceremony. When you heard Didier Drogba say, we will now invite the former I've done all of the things around it, and the George Weah, and the crowd, the audience went gay. Everybody stood up, what they call ovation, standing ovation, and to receive the iconic icon. So something going to happen on Sunday again. So keep watching. That's why you have to keep following Kings FM and following this iconic icon. Unlike the other people, the man is seated in the hearts and minds of the world. So that world will be unfolding. He will be at the game today, Paris Saint-Germain, PSG for short, versus Real Madrid. And if you were ask me which side he will be cheering, well, I don't know, but I can suspect that he might go PSG way because he played for PSG, but it doesn't say because you play for the club, so you can support the club, even though that is a tradition that players really don't deviate from. Yeah, but equally, when the other team giving how they are in terms of position, you can go the way of that team, but you expect that former President George Weah will be rooting for PSG against Real Madrid tonight, and I will be going for PSG, that PSG should beat Real Madrid. Yes, I'm supporting PSG. I can support Madrid in anything. Even if you have 11 Zogos from Liberia or from any country around the world, 11 Zogos going against Real Madrid, I would support those 11 Zogos against Real Madrid. So imagine that. It's PSG. They're making Beamer all over the place. They say they will beat PSG. No problem. We can talk. We can wait. PSG. And you know, Paris Saint-Germain, we know what they can do. So supporting PSG, my former player, Ousmane Dembele, my former coach, Luis Enrique, and then the global icon, George Weah, my former president, Liberia, will be represented. So those are the three key or cardinal reasons. Let's move to the next pointer, which we have on our plate. People, it is not easy. It's not easy with the government. The meeting, I think, in the United States is on. I can say nothing to that because I've not started receiving updates yet. If you have any, you can share. But what we've analyzed is what I have on my plate. But we'll get the outcome. That will be for the Anthony at law this evening. So the country is in a bad state. Just what confronted the former administration, and they use their leadership, given the precarious or the difficult situation they face then, to still keep the country afloat. These guys in power today, they were comfortable condemning, criticizing, vilifying, even portraying it to the international community that the government of George Weah economically had drained. They were suffering from brain drain. They could not resuscitate the economy. They could not do anything. Rather, they were living in cut and paste, borrowing idea. They did not realize that governance, it is not as you see it. Even house governance in the house is difficult. Then what more national? I tend to believe Yeke Koluba, Representative Yeke Koluba, when he said that former Vice President, now President Joseph Yeman Boakai, did not learn anything under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Remember now, the Vice President is understudy. All of us in Kings FM, we are understudy to AB. Meaning, you learn, you observe from the head, so that at the end of the day, when you are afforded a responsibility, you will execute it with no excuse. A deputy is an understudy, meaning you're learning all of what you ought to learn from that person. You're observing how the person does this, how the person do that, and all the things that you're learning. The person is grooming you directly and indirectly. There are things that you will see the person doing. The person wouldn't tell you that I need you to know this, but the person expects that you, by observation, will take advantage of it and gain the knowledge. So if you are an understudy and you got no idea, or you are not exposed, or you gain nothing, well, then it is not the person whom you are under. No. People tend to blame leaders. Oh, the president today, the president today, the president exposed. That is not true. That is not true at all. As even if the person is selfish, that means the person is not going direct with you, but you can learn from observation. Just by paying keen attention, observing, you can learn a lot more. And too many people took advantage of that today. They are successful in their areas. Unlike our president, who had the opportunity to serve as vice president, understudied vice president, that he will be in a good position, learn nothing. Today, the same thing they use against CDC, and you CDCians, I often tell you these things. If you sit down to just be excited about 2029, may I say to you that you're living with illusion. Until you can start digging out, recording, bringing out these things that the people use against you because they are existing today, your faith or your desire for 2029 will be an illusion. Illusion means you're just thinking, you're just excited about it, but you're doing nothing to make it a reality. These are things that were happening. Today, the government is shattered. The government is shattered. Everything is upside down. They know leadership. Let me share with you. If you listened last night, AB raised the issue about salary, about other things that are not happening. The government is doing a lot more. Let me share with you a post that he posted just before before we got on air. AB Weah, if you went on his page, you will see it. He said, the economic management team has finally resolved to take 30 million from Liberia's reserve to settle salaries for July. Already June cooking. Did you get it? I am laying the basis to get to the government's position. AB Weah in his post said, the economic management team has finally resolved to take 30 million United States dollars, not Liberian dollars, 30 million from Liberia's reserve to settle salaries for July. Already June cooking. Where is Joseph Yeman Boakai and his guys? You can remember the debate when we are turned over, and then he talked about the amount of money left behind, and the government then said, the government now said that was not true. He depleted the coffer, he rigged the coffer, nothing absolutely is in the coffer, and he, Boakai, met nothing, absolutely nothing in the coffer. You remember that debate? And it lasted for all the way until Boakai took office. Even his economic advisors came out to say, oh yes, we met nothing there. And the man went into this. The man even went into the reserve. The man rigged the reserve. He leked all kinds of stuff they were saying. Today, the legislature, the executive, all of them have fallen into the same thing. This year, 2024, Unity Party, the information is out. Unity Party They acknowledged, they know what is unfolding. A budget shortfall of 35 million. 35 million. 2025, another budget shortfall of 17.8 million in the first quarter. So what this means is, in simple economic terms, Liberia is moving, or the country is moving in a downward trend. Civil servants have been pushed to the vulnerable margin, meaning you will just be hoping. If you listen carefully to AB last night, he said that some people might not get paid for June. That's the logic here, the economic logic. So it's like they say, since it is like this, we don't have money. The lay one we have, let's pay certain people, then we appeal and lay certain conditions so that they see reason to wait until we can get money. No salary for June. Government entities are considering. What the government is considering doing now is to borrow money from the central bank to settle salaries. Yesterday, when these, should I say exogenous? No. Should I say contingent? No. But when these factors, so everybody understands it, came out, they say, oh, the people know about governance. Samuel 12 is inept. He know nothing. He know this. Yeah, they are faced with the same thing. When we tell you people that nothing is happening in this country, nobody is coming to this country. Have you ever heard a single reputable investor come to this country to do anything? Have you experienced anything like that? No. What you have is a serious problem. They are facing a serious budget shortfall. Amara Conan acknowledged that. And what did Amara Conan say? The government have to move as fast as it can to make the necessary decision. That means they will have to swallow the bitter pills. Let me share with you the next one that they've acknowledged. You'll see that they are tight-lipped. They're not tight-lipped because they are tight-lipped or they want to be tight-lipped, but things are just bad off. Things are bad off with the government. Ain't no joke. Boakai don't have the leadership. His guys around were only making noise all over the place because they wanted to come in. They play on you. You believe it. Some of you came up with this stuff. Oh, this enchanted seditions. We're not voting. We're not doing this. And our party, even today, you're still doing that. And what happened? It affecting you today. Let me show you another one. It's not easy. It's not easy, my people. It's rough on the government. The beginning can say in Liberian parlance, it's shit. It's shit. Boaga did all he could. He didn't get idea. So the House of Representatives on this budget deficit, the House of Representatives, they are now concerned to flagging 18 million revenue shortfall. This is the first quarter, 2025, this year. Now, what have they come to do? They've come to shift blame. They've come to give excuse. What are they saying? They say SOEs. SOEs are not contributing. Moreover, weak collections, very many institutions and individuals not paying taxes. That's the reason why they're experiencing what they're experiencing. They're not getting money. The little they have is draining. And if this continues, let me tell you, if this continues, that 1.8 billion you see they talk about, Dana, tomorrow, today, tomorrow, or day after tomorrow thing. It's not a quick fix thing. What they face with is a damning economic situation, and it will take a miracle to come out of this. You know why? They don't know. They mess everything up from the onset. You saw what the guys did at the legislature. You saw how much they took from the budget. You saw how they did that whole thing. They were spending all over the place, wasting money, doing all kinds of things, and felt that they knew it all, or they were doing something. They did not know that they were stabbing their very own economy in the back. Now it has turned to haunt them. You expect that Rescue will be talking about budget shortfall today? Two budget shortfalls, 2024, 2025. These are not CDC years. These are Unity Party years, Rescue years, 2024, 2025. And it's going to get worse. It's all I can tell you. It's going to get worse. Given the factors that exist, it will get worse. You will hear now, most civil servants and other people, you see that they shame, they embarrass. They want to come out, but they shame, they are afraid. Because most of them felt that it was going to be a walk in the park. Most of them felt that they were not going to experience this. They felt that Bwaka had all of the knowledge from God to him. So he was the only person who knew it all. He was going to fix everything. That illusion was what Bwaka was moving with and still moving around. We'll fix this country. We'll fix this country. We'll fix this country. That fixing the country there. You're fixing the country in Che. The Liberian way, those of you out of Liberia, anyway, you're Liberian, so you know what I mean. I mean, when something for you more, when somebody now may be more all over the place, then the person can do anything. So I say, Che, but all the be more you make, then we can see nothing. That's what it is with the Unity Party government. Financially, it's not easy. They're running broke. The government running broke. And what's going to happen is some will get sick, some will die. I'm not mixing my words on this. I said some will die. And this is the reason. When it is not coming, you can sustain your family. You have made BMOB, you expose yourself, you condemn the former government and everybody. You put yourself on the screen. You've known all over the country. You will not be able to come out. You will be too ashamed. So you will be suppressing it, pinning you, hurting you. That's what can lead to death. That's what leads to pressure also, and pressure leads to death, because just as you were expressive when you were not in, using that to come in, you wouldn't be expressive now because you are ashamed. When you come out, people will put more on you. They will say all kinds of things. So you'll be keeping that anger against your own government. They hate. You'll be groaning within. And then what happened? You could get pressure, or your pressure can go up and you die. Shame can kill people. You're just suppressing it inside. That's why you have to be very careful what you say, especially when a revolution is taking place. Now the guys in the government, they're not feeling it because they have good money every day. You people down the line, you people are the ones not feeling it. The government is running broke. The government is running broke. Gafwan can revive this economy. Gafwan can settle this thing. When Samuel Tuer said that it would take a finance minister the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years, they felt that, oh, because the main opposition, the manager talking. No, yeah. The WFP money, what did they do with it? You heard about that WFP money? We'll talk about it. When Tuer said that the balance was turned over to Gafwan, did Unity Party come out to say, yes, we received this money and we're doing so and so. They kept that in secret. They used that money secretly. The people who say they are transparent, the job worker who said there will be no business as usual, that money was kept Nicodemously, and they used it Nicodemously until Samuel exposed them these few days. Then, what did they say? They used the money for this, they used the money. Oh, they did not deny. But that's corruption, that's criminality. Look how much money, millions, at that House of Representatives that they use. They did not know that it was going to affect the country. Today, they're acknowledging, what is there? What's the amount? 18, yeah? Yeah, they're acknowledging 18 million. Not small money, oh. So you see, they're acknowledging 80 million, even 80 million revenue shortfall. That means they're not generating. To admit that the blunder, they did a number of things. Then they lie on SOEs and weak collections. Oh, come on, man. Every government faces that. That is not an excuse. You can't convince on that. It's not legitimate. It's not a genuine excuse. You have all that normal thing. Oh, Charles Taylor was here. People were bypassing. Oh, yeah, people weren't paying taxes from high-profile businesses. Ellen experienced the same thing. George Weah experienced the same thing. But did you hear George Weah complain? The entire 6 years, I challenge anybody. I put up that challenge. Give me a write out. You can send it on my Facebook page, Sam Andrews, or you can put it on the screen. Give me a single line that you heard we are government putting lack of revenue or weak revenue or slow revenue or no revenue generation or SOEs, state-owned enterprises. That's what SOE is. It didn't exist. Why it is true that Weah and his government were not 100% perfect. They had their own imperfections, but they faced difficult situations without complaining. And Weah government, Weah economy was already in a terrible condition. COVID-19, all of us know. But in the midst of it all, we did not hear excuses all over the place. We did not experience budget shortfall. Rescue comes and telling all budget shortfall did, lying on SOEs that they're not contributing significantly to the budget, and how they call weak collection. What the other thing that LRA said? Where is LRA? They said something today. They tried to save face. LRA, shame. Double Jala ain't doing anything over there, but it's good. It's good. All of these things, you should applaud these things. They are good because these are weapons going forward. Yes, you should be excited. All of these things that are happening, you should be excited. Aren't you excited about these things? These are things when they were happening. When you people were doing yours, the people were capitalizing on it. Oh, yes, they took advantage of it. That's what put you out of the presidency. And today, they have their excesses, their failures all before you, and you're not taking advantage of it. So that's what we are. It's not easy. It's rough. It's really rough, terrible. There's this report running from one media institution to another that the son of the late Prince Johnson is dead. Yeah, that's what is unfolding. The son of the late Prince Johnson. Think he was sick because all of the reports said he died at the hospital. They are reporting that he died at the hospital. Then what did they say? What did they say for the hike in the prices of petroleum product? They put it on what is unfolding between Israel and Iran. Amos Tuer, the managing director of LPRC, was at the legislature yesterday, Tuesday, and he told them squarely that's the reason for the increment or the shortage, which has led to the adjustment, upward adjustment. I don't know how upward can be adjusted. Upward adjustment is already adjustment. Is upward. You see, listen, the people, politicians know how to play on you because they feel that you are not educated and you don't want to be educated. Say upward adjustment. So I knew Amos Tuer was going to say that. Listen, every area of the government is messed up. Bouaka is shamed. Bouaka is embarrassed. And you know that Bouaka compounded the problem. Instead of focusing on settling, Bouaka focused his attention on taking people to jail. The only president that's so excited about taking his political opponents to jail. So while he was doing that, the guys were digging financially. The report is coming out. You will see how terribly financially nasty these guys, most of these guys are. What I mean by that is they rake. Then we even in 2026, 27 years, before 2029, the guys, probably some of them know that Bouaka might not make it to 2029. So what they're doing is they are collecting. Every ministry is affected. This budget shortfall we're talking about, so these are some of the factors. They just try to use the SOEs and weak collection, they say. So people say, oh yeah, the people are not paying taxes. Most of the BB institutions, they're not paying taxes. SOE, all the things, they're not doing this. So that how they can blindfold you. But they know exactly there should be a reason. And they know the reason why. 2 budget shortfalls. Bouaka in Ellen Johnson's early government. And he was referred, not Bouaka, but yeah, Bouaka in Ellen Johnson's early. His finance minister then American budget shortfall. So he learned from that one. The leader should be in the position. The leader should be in the position. The leader should be knowledgeable. When you are a leader of a place, be you president or what, you should have knowledge. Your knowledge will aid that institution to go forward. Your knowledge will help the institution solve some of the problems. Your knowledge will change that institution. Your knowledge will put the institution in a position when it is faced with difficulty, how to come out of it. Like you saw Weah in COVID-19. Did you hear Weah giving excuses? Did you see how it was? In truly COVID-19, everybody was on their own. So COVID-19, every leader needed innovation, creativity, wisdom, hard thinking. Because you are the captain of the ship. If you lack knowledge, then what's going to happen? The ship will sink. This rescue captain has absolutely no knowledge. What he has is zero knowledge. The man can sit down and discuss any economic issues. It was easy for Gaffwan because Ellen is economically inclined. Ellen stayed her life in the international community. Ellen went to Harvard School of Economics. So it was easy. Whatever they brought to the table, Ellen Saliv could sit down and dissect and analyze for herself. She could meet with economists, and they would discuss the issue. If that meeting is running for 5, 6, 7 hours, Ellen will make significant input along the way. She will agree and disagree with certain issues. She will prefer her own economic ideas, but not Bouaka. Bouaka said to the place, the people just using the man like a puppet. The people just tossing him to and fro, allowing him to become more antagonistic, more vindictive than a leader with innovation. That's why you see in the country, the president is unpopular. They put him in a position that they are able to use him because he lacks the knowledge. What kind of knowledge you hear Bouaka talking about? 18th century, when he was with this, when he was that. That's why he went to Tobo. He said he worked on a Tobo. The knowledge. Tobo time. Giving, look at the years in between. It can be the same. The world is evolving. Innovations all over the place. New ideas are evolving. You can use the Tobo's era knowledge into 2024, 2025. No, it's archaic. Just like you don't have people using books in universities around the world 38 years ago, 40 years ago. No. But because the president had always lived in this way back idea, didn't take advantage of the opportunity on Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to learn a lot. Because one of the things, listen, when you are a president, you have to learn no matter what. You have to learn. You have to be schooled in certain areas. You have to learn certain degree of economics. Because it is the fulcrum. It's not exclusively, it is not running a country. It's not exclusively politics. It's everything. But one of the central ideas is economy. How you want to people bring and say, oh, Mr. President, this and this and that. What do you need to do? You see a president would sit down and lay back. That president is thinking. So, okay, I think we can use this economic idea. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's try. It may not be right in your opinion, but let's experiment it. Ellen used to do it, yeah. Weah did it, yeah. But Bouaka does not have it. You look at Bouaka, man. When Bouaka talking, or Bouaka history, what you can hear, way back, way back. That's why they know that he's not economically inclined, so they use him. They toss him to and fro. They turn him into a vindictive character. So when this person is being arrested, taken to jail, then you hear him say, we'll fix this country. Then all the people too, they cheering him, we'll fix this country. The president is serious to fix this country. He does not know that they're putting him in and embarrassing or they're making fun of him. So you see it now. The shame. And more going to come out, the government running broke. They ate the money real good. That's why that place there don't want to be audited. That place called legislature. Tell me, the executive as a whole, the executive as an institution can be audited. We've seen the thing, we researched the thing. Who told you that it's only GAC just saying we audit this ministry and we find so and so? Why did they say they are auditing the past government? When you're saying government, you're saying institution. That whole place, Mr. President, look at the amount of money that Mr. President used on private jet and other things. The country isn't generating much. Investors not coming into this country. That's why Gregor Como, you can stop people from protesting. You can stop them from doing every other thing. What you people doing is you're telling the people simply the country is unsafe, rights are not protected and respected there. When you bring your business here or your investment here, we can do anything to it. The people say, let's stay home. So you can stop people from protesting. I've told you people this thing, that simple logic. It doesn't say that the country is peaceful. It doesn't say the country is stable. It doesn't say the country is investor friendly. No. Nobody. The guy squandered the resources of this country in a short time. Gafon can give account of that 30 million. You'll continue to bring it out. You'll continue to bring it out. All right. That will be doing it for that. Where do we go? LIB. Yeah. So the meeting with our man, Donald Trump, is about to get on the way if it hasn't yet. Yeah. They lie. They lied to the legislature. Gafon lie. They lie. The guys ate that money. The government is corrupt. They ate that money. Today they're acting sorry for and expect people should feel sorry for them and say, oh yeah, budget shuffle, and because SOEs not contributing, weak collection. What is a weak collection? They didn't double jala, make be more. Say, oh, you're going to do this, you're going to be there, you're going to be there. Where we are today. The House of Representatives, we're waiting for the Senate. Waiting for the Senate to give their position on this. Nobody will run away. The House of Representatives has admitted. Rachel Kuhn sat down over there. They used those millions of dollars with the approval of Weah. Today, they're talking budget shortfall. Oh, yeah, it's good. Let more and more happen. Okay. So the iconic icon is out to participate in the ceremony. Yes. In the ceremony. So Weah made some appointments, Say he appointed Samuel Kofi Woods, the man who says they see all the human rights violations unfolding under the regime of President Weah and will advise him not against them. So he appointed him to chair the steering committee to oversee the implementation of the National Biometric Identification System with a revised rollout deadline, April 13, next year, April 13, 2026. Yeah. 2026. Ain't easy. So let's go to, let's get to this pointer.
As we draw closer to July 17 protest date, today makes it 10 days from that day. We have asked planners to engage with the Ministry of Justice to get a permit and inform law enforcement as to routes they intend to take so that we can provide the adequate protection. Up to today, we haven't seen any such engagement. However, we want to reaffirm our commitment to the democratic process that will provide the adequate protection necessary and will do whatever we can to ease the burden of those who will not be a part of the protest and will have to get to town. So as soon as we understand how and where they intend to gather, we'll continue to communicate with the public. We're asking everybody to keep tuned to our social media pages, to other radios and stuff, and we will be able to communicate adequately. But I would like to encourage each and everyone to go about their normal basis. Protest in this country has become a routine issue. So it's not something that say, oh, we're going to ask you to stay home and stuff like that. School remains open. Children can move back and forth and go to school freely. People can go to work and everyone can continue their normal business.
Gregory Coleman's lies, deception, and threats of violence against peaceful protesters. We the people warn. Police threats won't derail peaceful protest. Calls Gregory Coleman's statements reckless, misleading, and unconstitutional. Liberia's foremost civil society movement, Stand, or Solidarity and Trust for a New Day, categorically condemns the dangerous and misleading statements made by Inspector General Gregory Coleman. His unfounded warnings, issued under the pretense of security, represent a thinly veiled attempt to disrupt the constitutionally allowed or protected Enough is Enough protest scheduled to be held on July 17, 2025. By falsely claiming that protest organizers did not inform the Minister of Justice and insinuating that participants may be armed, Inspector General Coleman has resorted to dangerous misinformation campaign. These fabrications are clearly designed to incite fear, to delegitimize a peaceful protest, and justify potential violent crackdown against peaceful civilians. In the face of Gregory Coleman's deceitful fabrications, it is astonishing that the Inspector General will pretend ignorance of the fact that on July 4th, 2025, we formally served notice to the Minister of Justice, fully in compliance with Article 17 of the Liberian Constitution. This notification was also circulated widely to national media outlets to guarantee full transparency in our commitment to at all times respect the rule of law. Coleman's claim to the contrary is a brazen lie, an obvious and desperate attempt to discredit and undermine a legitimate and lawful civil resistance. These debunked falsehoods expose that Inspector General Coleman no longer serves the interests of the Liberian people. Instead, he has chosen to act as a political hitman with dangerous false narratives and threatening violence against peaceful, law-abiding citizens. This conduct is utterly unacceptable and demands unequivocal condemnation. Coleman's weapons at protest claims no proof, no justification, just plain state-sponsored propaganda and scare tactics. Inspector General Coleman's wild suggestion that protesters may be packing illegal weapons isn't just baseless and laughable, it's downright defamatory. Stand and its allies have zero history of violence, and no credible security source backs up this Gregory Coleman's nonsense. These fear-driven and reprehensible remarks bear all the hallmarks of state propaganda, a calculated attempt to manufacture a pretext for deploying force against peaceful citizens. Stand views this with grave concern. It raises the alarming possibility of a deliberate setup in which regime operatives or higher agents will infiltrate the protests, plant weapons, and engineer chaos to justify a violent and unlawful police response.
June 17. June 17. The politics of June 17. The game, the sycophancy, the pretense of patriotism, nationalism, the quote-unquote neutrality, and we can go on with all of those. This country tends to be a democratic country. The people who claim to know it all democratically, once their interest isn't met or it is not leaning in their direction, they tend to come up with quote-unquote caution. The Constitution is clear. And I have always said about protest, it's about statement. 1, 2. It is a message to be received. 3. A protest can be staged by a person, 2, 3, 4, whatever the number. We've seen all over the world, one person protest making impact. One person protest drew the attention of president. Group protest drew the attention of president, governor, speaker, prime minister, politicians. What is of vital concern is the protest must be earnest, sincere, and determined. The Constitution provides for that. I'm laying the basis to bring out the hypocrisy of some people who call themselves politicians in this country. I thought to talk about this because of these hypocrisies. I didn't want to because Israel discussed it at length this morning on his show. However, given the importance, the right, it is worth talking about until July 17. We begin with the Constitution, what the Constitution says. This is the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, which most people, if not all, know very well. Article 17 under fundamental rights. Under fundamental rights, Article 17 is fundamentally clear. All persons, not some persons, not few persons, not few people, not some people, all persons who find it necessary, all persons who are citizens, all persons at all times, not certain time, not sometime, no, at all times. It can even be in the night, early morning, mid-afternoon, at all times. The Constitution is clear. There are certain lines of the Constitution. You don't need the expert. There are certain lines of this Constitution that is in my hand. You need the expert, meaning the lawyers. These fundamental lines are clear, simple to understand. All persons at all times in an orderly, which means the organization, peaceable manner means the assembly shall have the right, not privilege, not opportunity, not choice, the right to assemble, which means to gather, to come together, to form a unit, a group, assembly, whatever. Assemble and consult upon the common good that is a reference for what is unfolding, what ought to be those basic issues nationally. To consult upon the common good, to instruct, in say beg. English we're speaking here. The guys who wrote the Constitution, clever, highly educated, seasoned lawyers and politicians. Instruct. There is a difference between the word instruct and ask or beg, or hope for, or wish for. Instruct, which means they should give the command as the Constitution is giving the command. This provision of the Constitution is a command. You know what a command is? It means you ought to do. A command comes with full backing, full authority. There is a higher authority that commands you to do. And the higher authority in this context is the Constitution, which nobody is higher than. All persons at all times in an orderly and peaceable manner shall have the right to assemble and consult upon the common good, to instruct their representatives, to petition the government or other functionaries for redress of grievances. What the guys intend to do, to put forth their concerns, and to associate fully with others or refuse to associate. Now one political parties, trade union, but this one, the first line say you get a right to assemble. Yeah. So with that said, let me repeat what I said yesterday. If you do not understand the politics that is being played against July 17th, sorry to say, I don't know how we can explain it to you. The politics is devilish, it's nasty, and if you can open your eyes, you wouldn't see. It's to fend you off, to discourage you, to ensure that it fails, just as they were successful in neutralizing those two protests that came against them. But they felt the impact of those two protests. That is why they don't want any protest. However, they cannot be dictator, because the Constitution provides that the same Constitution that said these people have the right, the same Constitution they rely on yesterday. They are trying. Don't get afraid. Come out. If you don't want to, well, then that's it. God in heaven sees everybody's heart. God in heaven knows everybody's intent. If you just screaming to say, oh yeah, July 17th will come in, and you intend not to come out, God knows. The people who will come out, God sees them, God will protect them, they will deliver the message. This protest is constitutional. It is everybody's right. These people have decided, and they set July 17th. They inform the government. The government denied. The head of the civil society group confirmed. Even the police director contradicted himself when he said the people did not write them, but it is their fundamental right, they will protect them, and all the kind of stuff that he said in his statement. But that, my emphasis is not on that. My emphasis is on the hypocrisy of the politics. Let me start. Here is this first one. You don't get discouraged. If you people will not do it well, it's up to you. I've said yesterday, this is what we can do. We can take placards. We can get in the street holding placards, presenting petition, but we sit right here. We protest, and we have been protesting before July 17th. We've been protesting for months, for years now. Beyond July 17th, we will stay protest. Every day we are protesting. The government is aware of our protest. This is how we protest. We don't go on the street to protest, no, but we support your idea because the Constitution provides for that. If this Constitution says otherwise, we'll be telling you, you don't need to go out because the Constitution forbids that. Since the Constitution supports it, it becomes our responsibility as media institution to support it. Just as when the guys at the legislature majority bloc went contrary against the law, we came in defense and support of the law, not necessarily for Nati Kofa. The Constitution says you have the right. So it is our responsibility to explain what the Constitution says. Today, the announcers can come out and say, we cancel the protest. We will have no problem with it. We will not go lambasting them. We will not say anything whatsoever because it is their right. We are saying what the Constitution provides. One of the guys, let me bring the guy to you, the politics, the hypocrisy of it, the scan the guys are trying to use. They don't want it to happen. Let me read for you what Councillor Tiawan Gonglo wrote, one of the renowned human rights lawyers who have always been there. He said, why the Liberian People's Party, which is his party, why the Liberian People's Party firmly upholds citizens' constitutional rights to peaceably assemble and express dissatisfaction with the prevailing hardships caused by economic instability, poor governance, lack of accountability, and the weakening rule of law under the Bouaka Koun government, DLPP refuses to associate itself with political actors whose actions have equally contributed to the suffering of the Liberian people. To put this in context, one, the learned counselor is in error. Here is the first error. The June 17 protest is not about political parties. Neither did they call any national stakeholder or stakeholders or political party leaders. They said, we the people. We the people is an expression for the people of the Republic of Liberia. It also means those who feel hurt by the government's decision, who are feeling it to the brink, move out. That's the first error of the learned counselor. The second anomaly or error is he said his party cannot associate itself with political actors whose actions have equally contributed to the suffering of the Liberian people. He referenced Molba Molu in his article that Molba Molu was the chairman of CDC. So he is saying that CDC government contributed to the suffering of the Liberian people. And this man was the chairman of CDC, and he's leading the July 17 protest. How can we be a part? Here is it, Honorable Councillor. You cannot, if everybody will be judging everybody by the past, the country will be in chaos. Oh, yes. The Bar Association. You headed the Bar Association. You can't tell me that it was 100% perfect. So if you intend to do anything within your capacity, privately, should people say or bring out those things that you had at some of your inadequacies and say, no, we cannot. Assume that they did that. You wouldn't feel fine. Molba Molu is the chairman of Solidarity and Trust for a New Day, stand for short. Molba Molu left CDC. It is a complete illogical reasoning to say that people who contributed to the suffering of the Liberian people yesterday cannot be leading protests today. Ironically, he acknowledged under the current government, economic instability, poor governance, lack of accountability, and weakening rule of law under the Bouaka Koun administration. What are you doing? These are all grave issues, concerns that are affecting the country. It is against these things, some of these things, or these and more that the people gather. So how can the councillor say, oh no, come on, nobody call his party. It is not about a political party, people, let's get this thing. They say, we the people. They did not say opposition political parties. No. I can understand why and how people are writing, but it is not about political parties, nor is it about political party leaders to come out to add legitimacy, or their presence will add legitimacy to the protest. Certainly not. No. You saw Molba Molu. Molba Molu be moving around from community to community. Molba Molu had never gone to any leader of a political party or made a request or did a press conference calling on opposition political party heads to join the protest. No, it is the people protest. That's why the caption is, we the people. We the people. But I can understand. Let me move to the next one. You have to guide against these things, the distractions, so that the protest will not be successful. I told you when they had the first protest, the second, and then that more, or how to call him, Fendela Patriots, regroup. One of the strategies that Unity Party uses to neutralize protest is money. Money. They dish out money. They infuse money into it. You saw it. How is it possible? The Fendela Patriot protest. How is it possible that a protester or the organizer will give money to people to come out to protest? Then they kind of say, oh, yeah, the money he gave, he said, we can protest. What kind of sound organizer of protest will ever do that? No protester or organizer of a protest gave money to people. They speak to the consciences of the people. They allow the people to see reason and make a decision for themselves. That's why every organizer explain the reason for the protest. It is the pattern all over the world. And people join in on two things. One, they see reason in it. Two, they see how they are being affected by it. And they drift themselves in. They enlist themselves into that protest voluntarily. Yes, the other men. The guys are doing everything. All the days you see when we're getting close. But listen, we're exposed. We battle them. Emmanuel Gongwe, nobody calls Gongwe into it. Nobody say Gongwe and his people should not assemble. Where people coming up with all kinds of things. That the other man bought naked, oh, the other one this, the other one that he said, the other man come on and say their march. The July 17th march should not coincide with theirs. Oh, but yesterday, when UP was in opposition, oh, nobody came out to condemn anything. Hear what the man said. Let it be known absolutely no external noise will derail these historic moments. Journalists that have been asking whether we intend to undermine or fight the July 17th march will receive no further explanation from us. We are only referring them to the old proverb that says, if you follow a madman to scoop dry, dirty water, you share in his madness. We refuse to entertain chaotic narratives. If you believe that your protest can restrict our leaders' movement across Maserado, then your mind must be both ill-founded and naive. Should any economic freedom fighters meeting coincide with your demonstration, we will attend our meeting. Full stop. What he is simply saying, they intend to do anything whatsoever. They did not announce anything for July 17th. But they have inserted themselves to create a distraction. That's what this group. Emmanuel Gonkwa, who is the head of this group, is a Unity Party supporter, and he works at the free port of Monrovia, earning good money. He was on the assets recovery team. He pretended to have left the assets recovery team for whatever reason, and then he finds himself at the National Port Authority, if I'm not mistaken. The government knows they were written long before. July 17 was announced long before. So the government cannot give credence to any other person. Why? It is true that people have their rights to assemble. Given the nature and the sensitivity, the government cannot allow another group or groups to come out, except the government will tell us that they want to use them as surrogates to cause chaos and harm, and then they'll put it on the protesters. That is why we've said, and we'll continue to caution every day, guide against temptation. The government itself will do any and everything to put it at your feet. Remember now, they are ever ready at all times to take people to Saw Beach. You saw it in recent times. The organizers, you organize yourselves well, but you don't forget your back. Trust nothing from Gregory Coma. All of these things that you see happening, the government is aware. When I say the government is aware, when people are coming up with this, you know what we have seen from other countries, and sometimes I think we've seen a couple of that here. The government will come out and say no. These people have sought permission. We have agreed to provide them security. We have a layout. We work out a layout geographically with them. Therefore, no other group will feign around where they have decided to assemble to present their petition to their government. We have to stop this belly politics, this sycophancy, the patronage politics. We have to stop it in our country. If everybody will be countering, everybody will not have peace in this country. You will have the dollars. You will justify where you are. But tomorrow it will affect you because you are in the open space. The database will capture you. Just as today, people don't have the face to say anything because the database captured them. You organize it well, I beg you. God himself with you. Your intent is truth, is truthful. You people intend to cause no chaos. Make sure that you organize yourselves well, guide against anything from within and out. Even your own people, you make sure. It is very likely, because where you have a group of people, oh yes, anything can happen because you have different traits, different behavior on display. They've come up with all kinds of ideas. They've seen it over the time. They have seen how one man, Moba Molu, whether Moba Molu associated with CDC or was CDC chairman, Moba Molu left CDC. If you will be associating everybody with their past, then nobody, because we know people in this government that killed thousands of people, the open belly, the open women's stomach. They killed people broad day. So must we say that when we see them on the street, we should be running away from them? Because everybody has some kind of past. Today, the people that are talking, even in that economic freedom fighters, they have people there that killed people during the war. It's clear, everybody knows. Who in this country does not have past? Except for the ones who are coming up in their teens. Women in this country, they know. Some of the women, they supported the war. They transported weapons from one end to another. They identified people and they killed them. Let us not characterize people or judge people by their past simply because we don't want them to exercise their right in the present. Today, you will speak against the July 7th protest. Tomorrow, you want to speak against something, or you want to speak in favor of something, and then the July 17th protest people would speak against it to make sure that it doesn't happen and you wouldn't feel fine. All you need to do in this situation is respect the rights of people. Everybody has rights. That's what the law says, and it is supernatural. God respects everybody's rights. If God in heaven was looking at everybody past or denying people, nobody would be on this earth. Nobody will be on this earth. The people will assemble. Even if they don't have the multitude, 3 persons, 4 persons, 5 persons. We had 3 successful protests. Federal protest was successful. They gathered. They made their position clear. It attracted the government's attention. It attracted the international community attention. Their position is known. It gone down in history. The Liberian protest that they took Carrasco and others to jail, that protest was successful. The people gathered. The people gathered. It was successful. What the government did not take from there as positive is they were ruthless. They showed their predatory nature against the people by beating, by hurting people and taking people to South Beach, which the international community recorded. And I hope Donald Trump will bring that up and put it in Boaka's face. That's why they're pretending like they are giving the right to the protesters. You organize yourselves well. It is your right. This book, this constitution provides for that. Yesterday was their right. Today, everybody, yesterday when people were protesting, sometimes you don't want to tread certain right, but listen, some of our stakeholders, our national leaders, you wonder how they can position themselves, which side they on. Because yesterday protests were all over the place. Councillor Tiawan Gonglo did not come out to say, oh, the people who are having protests because of the past, Ellen Johnson, Ellen Johnson had a messy situation. They all kind of awful things here. Emmanuel Gongwe, all these people, then they were, they saw all those things when they were protesting. Did they say anything, but they supported the protest? They were saying that it is the people's right to protest. Today, they're flip-flopping. You don't sound patriotic when you come this way. You're not sounding nationalistic. You allow people to discredit you. The reputation you earn, people tend to look down upon you and don't even trust you in anything. For Emmanuel Gongwepa, he is a partisan. He allows himself, or he puts forth himself, to be used as a surrogate. Anything you try to bring, it will not work. Molba Molu is smart. Molba Molu is clever. But you know Molba Molu. They're not picking. You saw it. It touched the government, drew the government attention. Say, what? Well, let me announce more, man. Nothing can discourage Molba Molu. You saw one man from place to place. You saw the multitude that came out. It's not really because of Molba Molu. Let us not tread that Ralph said. But the fact that somebody has to lead something. But look at the outcome. Every district, every community he went to, the multitude came out. What does that tell you? The people themselves fed up. Forget about Molba Molu. You look at the outcome, not the person who is. If the people weren't fed up, they wouldn't have come. All the people, the multitude that you saw behind Molba Molu, everywhere he went. Are they all Seditians? No, they are not Seditians. They are Liberians. What will you say of Yeke Koluba? Look at the multitude The multitude, every country that Yaka Koluba went to, look at how the people turned out in their mass. And you heard what the people were saying. Are they not Liberians? The people tell you that they have fell up. And the decision being made by the government is affecting. You look at the outcome, you don't look at the person. There where we get it all mixed up with our reasoning. Oh, yeah, Molo, that CDC. Ain't no CDC protest. If that's what you put in your mind, you're living with illusion. Ain't no CDC protest. Ain't no political party protest. When the political parties decide to protest, you will see it. You will know it. Nobody will tell you. You will know it for yourself. It's just like when you're in the tribulation period. You don't have to ask anybody. You will know. The political parties, if the political parties in this country, the opposition political parties, resolve to come out with a protest, you will know. You will know. No one will tell you. You will see it. This is the Liberian people's protest. That's why I say we the people. So you can come up with all kinds of different things, call it strategy to frustrate the effort to make sure that it doesn't gain the kind of support or momentum or achieve its goal. Then you'll get on social media and say, oh, regroup, recalibrate. They feel no protest will work on a Boaga. No protest work on a Boaga. It doesn't say Boaga is a good leader. It only means Boaga is a dictator. Anything you suppress, it means you are a dictator. That's what it is. Simple logic. I told you about the police chief when that thing happened, the riot happened in the United States. When the police chief faced the wall to give his address, what did the man say at the end of the day? I mean, at the end of his address, the man said, it is your right as citizens of the United States to protest, and we will respect and protect that. The man did not say seek permission, Your Honor. He said it is the right, meaning the Constitution provides that. And we respect it. And we will provide protection. What we will not entertain when your protest infringes on the right of another person. And that is why you, the organizers, you have to make sure that your protest does not infringe on the right of another person. That is what the outsiders will want to do so that they put you in an embarrassing position. But I trust your ability. I trust you guys. I know what you guys have done and can do. Thank you all. Keep playing. Continue to play the King's Cash giveaway. That star 799 star 24 hatch. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50, and then win for yourself 10,000. Yes, 10,000 as well as 5,000, and then that's 15,000. Tomorrow you can win another 15,000. A day after tomorrow, Friday, you win another 15,000. That's 450,000. So much you can do in this damning economy of Judo Christopher. Also, the Liberty Squash and Win. You can also play that. That is 1,000 United States dollars. Too much of an amount. It can help you to do a lot more. The draw is at the weekend. Thank you all. So let's go now. Let's read some of the comments, and then we can turn to you. Gabriel West said, EFF members will get EFF member. No, they will not. No, not at all. NASA said that is the truth. See him, brother. Matilda Stevens said the people will come out to protest. Nobody can stop it. Gabriel West, their money isn't working with the protest. Enough is enough. The protest will go on. Emmanuel Wilson said, oh, he's telling me, he said, I should bring my family outside. Then they will come outside. Chief, no one forcing you to come out. Yesterday, when Unity Party was protesting, did they bring the people outside? Did the president send his children outside? Did the information minister bring his children? Did Mo Ali children being here throughout? Yeah, he just celebrated one of them birthday. Did Mo Ali bring any one of his children outside? You sit down there, the people use you because they see the dominance in you, and you people allow yourself to be used as stooges. Can you? It's not about bringing your family outside. Did they bring their family outside? Ask Unity Party people all the time they protest. Did they bring any one of their child or children outside? Did they put any one of their family members outside? Oh, yes. Come on, man. You sit down, the people see illiteracy in you, and truly you portray that illiteracy, so they play on you. No reason why the information minister came up with the same thing, I think 2 weeks ago. He said, oh, the protesters, they can't bring their children outside, but they want you to come outside. They want you to be stupid. I think he used that word. Yeah, he said that he was referring to the young people and others. He said, yo, be stupid to come outside. They don't bring their children outside, but they want you people to come outside. Where my man, my man? That's the same thing he said. All of the time, ask them. Ask the information minister, ask all the people that in government, did they ever bring when they were protesting and they were encouraging people to come outside? Those who got affected one way or the other, did they announce that my daughter got affected, my son got affected, and they shielded their children? Oh, come on. Why you be so dull? The people see illiteracy in you, so they use you. When the people telling you, you won't come outside, they're not bringing the children outside, you will be stupid to come outside. They're simply telling you that you are dull, you are illiterate, so they can use you as a buffer because they don't want it to happen. So they use you as a buffer because you present yourself as that. Ask yourself, did they bring their children outside? Some of them, they stay in Liberia. When George Weah was in power, they were protesting. There were a series of protests. And listen, I've been making rounds on Facebook. All of you people have been following your pages. What I told you to do, you're not doing it. I said you go on YouTube. I showed you it yesterday. You go on YouTube. You ask for Unity Party protests against CDC. They will bring all down, or most of them, and you download them and you share them everywhere. You share them on your pages. You share as many times as you can. But you people not doing it. It's up to you. This is what we can do. So we can bring our children outside, yeah? That's what we can do at our own responsibility, yeah. Who else? It just wants. Oh, Isaac G said it. He said the only thing I want, you guys should come with your family, okay? The guys boy, just okay. Matthew Cholople say this useless government will suffer more worse thing, and their government officials will resign from their job willingly. Okay. Philip Nangwe say Boakai is a puppet that's suffering from anesthesia, and those guys are taking advantage of him. Oliver Thomas said, suffering is a blessings. That blessing can turn into suffering. Any blessing that turns into suffering is not for God. I don't know why you say you put it in a political way. Paris Lover says, those dull criminal activities, they are trying 2029, they will pay for everything. Even if they escape to any country, they will be brought back. Okay. Right. All right, so let's go. Let's go to the line. Continue playing. Always play the King's Cash giveaway. That star 79 and star 24 hash. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US and win your 15,000. The King support basket. The send wave is +231 555 885 885. The mobile money, local mobile money, 055 885 885. Orange money 0777 017 885 0777 017 885. Send your contributions on those number. All of you, down to the people who will be saying, oh, that our radio station, that our radio station, Kings FM, our radio station, Kings FM need you now. It a $5 liberty. We want it. It a one piece of shit. We're sepe. Anything we're sepe. Those of you can walk to the radio station and say, yeah, I don't get money, but I get 2 pieces of shit. Yeah, we'll take it. We'll be so happy. We give it to the people then to write. Anything for that matter. That the time now for you to show. Yeah, that expression that you're always using. Oh, our radio station, our station, the station needs you now. The station is challenged. The station needs you. Some of you, when we're off the air, you're calling. Oh, what happened? What happened? What happened? The station on the air, my man. What happened? The show not coming on all the air. You know what happening behind the scene. So that the time now for you to help us too, as we're helping you, we're working together. Let's go now. 0772 23 99 33 0886 3044 97 0777 9803 75. Let's get it. The first talk, former President Weah at the Club World Cup, and he's going to perform a ceremony. The government is running broke, and the FPRC boss said the reason for the hike or increment in petroleum product, the war that going on between Iraq and Israel, Prince Johnson's son, several media institutions are reporting that he died. I think he was sick because they say he died at the hospital. Yeah, that's what they are reporting. So let's go now. Hello. Yes.
Cut off your radio, chief. Let me know my radio.
Yeah, too loud. Cut it off.
There is I'm who's calling from Ghana. This protest will hold. You see, Teo Gongo then trying to look for people pass. Teo Gongo was Labor Minister here yesterday.
Will you be part of the protest? Will you get involved?
Yes, I am. Now will be if I am part of the program. I am fully part of the program. Those people that are talking that train never went for, and I came my children, myself going. My children will be in school and school closed already, so they will not be there, but I will be there. More Ali on Henry Costa than carry our children at that time. Yeke Kuluba then I ran away with Henry Costa. I ran from the capital building that came across the bridge at that time. Your children were there. No, but they were there. And we will be there. We don't have to carry our children. We'll be there. And we are parents. We are mature enough. We're not going to put kids in the street. We'll be there to meet them. Teo Congo was Labor Minister here with bad labor practices in Ellen Johnson government. And he came to organize a political party and he wanted to run for president. He ran for the presidency. So should we say that because he had bad labor practices at the time, nobody was going to vote for him? People voted for him. That was his past.
Thank you, sir.
These guys are very confused. We'll be there. Thank you very much.
Hello. Hey, man, Chief. No, I said y'all cut off the radio before. The thing running in the ear. Y'all give us ear problem, man. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you, this for the topic. I want to tell you, I want to tell you, Gongo of Imaya Gongwe. Imaya Gongwe, and I can reckon your son is simple. On the 16, I think we started fight. I thought you will know it.
Will you be a part? Will you be a part of it?
Yes, I said on the 14 I was sitting in town because I said in Valeta market. I was sitting in town on the 14. On the 30 we parade around in the city of Morofia. Then on the 17 we will be in on the protest ground a day. The day what we made on the street. I think your 40 when feeling back and come out to my hot day. So let me tell you when protesting quarter on your you see what I bring a story, Graceman I bring a story, Pierre I bring a story, police I don't bring a story. So nobody will bring that story. I want say the country for all. We don't get in the street. No minister sending all, no political party sending all. I want say in north and no, we are tired suffering. We get in the street, nobody bringing that story. I want to not going there, we go in there. When the point they were telling you to get the black and the junction, they not bring that story on the street. They were in America, they were using you because they model in Nepal, they were using you. So for that reason, I want say nobody using all. We volunteer say in north and in north. We the
All right.
of the
Thank
nation.
you.
We tire your lot to all. We are coming. Thank you.
All right, let's go this way. Sorry, I will be interrupting because the meeting is on presently, so I would be interrupting to bring what is unfolding in Washington. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Sarah, how you doing? This is Edmund Carr.
Yeah, let's go, Mr. Carr.
Yeah, and let me say sorry again to the bereaved family. And it is true, I actually around the Johnson family, the wreck I read behind them, and the storm died this morning. And for the matter of fact, he didn't get sick for long because yesterday he was here in the face, and then after he left, surprisingly, we are hearing about his death this morning as carrying. So that's how it is. It's true that he passed. But to the government, it's true. Saying, you know, the only thing that blesses the government is that the many protests that we had during our government, the environment were created for people to do so. So it was quick for people to notice all of the things that were happening in our government. But this is why they are not creating the environment. When you talk about the government broke, it's a serious issue. And we don't know how it will be like while we approach the new year. Because if you're supposed to pay, and people are telling us that they are receiving Liberty in July for June. Somebody receiving US in July for June. When will you be able to settle the remaining one and then talk about paying people for the month of July? So it's getting to be serious. The last time the new broke that, it will even make us still have to help them with some funding so that enable them to take out a salary. You want to see how they can address some of those issues, what they are doing to continue to create chaos in the country. Regular to the moral issue.
No, you want to be snappy. I want to go to the United States, Chief. The meeting is taking place presently. Just be snappy. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then let's go there. Let's listen to it. No problem.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, let's follow. No problem.
Okay. So let's see. Let's bring you.
Message, Mr. President. Very well.
President Trump just concluded
that you're sending to us. First of all, message that you're
please accept it this way. The interpreters are interpreting. Some of the leaders are not English-speaking people.
We are receiving this and we accept this message from you. Before I talk about my country, I would like to let you know that we are delighted to see President Trump's commitment to our continent. Mr. President.
Just so you know, I think this is the president of Mauritania who is speaking, and the interpreter is relaying his words. Beside him is Liberia's president, Joseph Yeman Boakai, and I think after him would be Liberia's president.
Started, and if it had gone on, the consequences could have been a real disaster. Since the beginning, you've been doing a great deal of work on the war in Europe, that is the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. You rushed to Africa to resolve a long-standing problem. Lots of efforts had been made by many heads of states, But your will made it possible for this agreement to be signed. And now this conflict is behind us. You are currently working with a great deal of enthusiasm.
Okay, so what I will do, I will continue to take your calls as soon as our president, Joseph Yoman Boakai, takes the stand or he is told to speak, then I will interrupt you. Yeah? So let's do it this way. Thanks for the understanding. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrew.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, I'm Peter David Castle. I call from another street line in Lower Johnsonville. Mr. Sam Andrew, firstly, let me speak to the issue of the budget shuffle. You know, budget shuffle has been a nickname to unit party government. You see, there are economic and fiscal policies that should be formulated to curtail budget shuffle, but Gafford in the entire economic mandate meeting and then lack that particular mentality, and we cannot reason that. Lastly, to the issue of the protest, you see, and what the Unity Party government need to understand is Liberia is constitutionally democratic, which means Liberia is not governed by men, Liberia is governed by law. So we are going to use the law on July 17th and to exercise and converge to partition in our government and that of the international community. So, in our Congress, all the guys that are coming out with the ski tactics, we are not going to individual house. We are not going to anybody in market ground or shop or so. We'll beat and in the street, we'll move as provided by law, we'll march and converge to our designated point and to partition the government. You see, this
Thank you,
government,
sir.
we need the government needs.
Thank you, sir. Let's get a chance to other people. Hello. I said I will interrupt when Boakai starts. So you don't want to stay on the line long. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you very much for your show, Andrew. Let us hour that this time here. I joined a discussion from Ominga Market and legacy of former President Weah. Mr. Sam Andrew, let me tell you something. No statement coming from anybody arguing in this country can put fear in people. He is the one that is afraid because he doesn't want for the bad image of the government to be sent out, and the government itself has created a bad image. I think what you're supposed to be doing now, supposed to be asking a government why you have to take a Liberia job and 8,000 Liberia job and give it to foreigner. He has to be asking a government why you have to suppress freedom of movement by blocking people all around the country, the city today. Why is he doing that? And he's the one that is afraid that the government is afraid. We are not afraid. No statement for anybody.
Will you be a part of the protest? Will you turn out in person?
On the 17th, I will be there. Why are you talking so? So you know the kind of condition my brother is better to go and report the government to the whole world. We are not going to have violence. We are going to report this particular government to the whole world that this is how they treat you in this country. We are going to tell the world. We are going to tell the very empire around the country.
Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sir Andrew.
Yeah, cut off your radio if you have it on.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sir Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Same to the word of Sabu Lasta. Same, I'm phoning in from point 4 to be exact with you. Same in Zimbabwe. You got me, Sam?
Chief, if I was not listening or you are not on the air, I wouldn't have said good afternoon.
Okay, thank you, Sam. Thank you. Let me say good afternoon again, once again, to your many listeners following the Just broadcast. But Sam, quickly, let me say this. Let me, because the argument the police director is pulling, I want to borrow in argument. Sam, the law does not tell all that we should inform the director of police. The law says we should inform the Ministry of Justice. So, no information to the director of police. If the director of police is not in line with the boss, that one would it is not our concern. But what we are concerned is
will you be at the protest?
Sam, I want you to take your camera on that day, Sam, because you will see me live. Sam, you will see me because I'm tired. Sam, can you imagine in my own country the government is sending $1.8 billion deal. Then Sam, I live on Gary. Government sending investment deal. 1.8 billion. I will inform us. I will update you of Sam. I will be present on that day, and Government can even scare because we'll be peaceful ourselves and we'll honor ourselves and we'll make sure that our plan will be held. Thank you for affording me the time, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sabu Rasta, have a nice day.
Presidente Trump, e sobretudo.
Thank you, Mr. President, and for welcome everything. For us, the second time here to come as a guest. The first time we had that meeting in Guinea-Bissau, but I will not.
This is Guinea-Bissau president.
Bissau is a peaceful country, and we are a small country, but we are a great state. Not a great state like the United States, but we're a great country as well. And to end, we are be following your dynamics and the war with Russia and Ukraine. And you can count on Guinea-Bissau. Thank you very much.
Believe in your policy, making America.
Liberia President Joseph Yuma Boakai is on now.
Along with you, with your diplomacy that has to do with economic development and commercial friendship. Liberia has a lot of minerals, and one of the things we ask as good friends for a long time is the opportunity to do a survey of our minerals. Mm-hmm. And also we are committed to peace, and we've been very lucky within our region. We are a country that have had series of democratic elections, and our country has been cooling down. And also we want to encourage American involvement in the investment in Liberia. Yeah. We'd like to see that happen. We want to work with the United States in peace and security within the region, because we are committed to that. And we just want to thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, thank you. And such good English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully? Where were you educated? Where?
Yes, sir.
In Liberia.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's very interesting. It's beautiful English.
Sure.
I have people at this table can't speak nearly as well,
Very
and
good, sir. Thank you.
they come from. Table can't speak nearly as well,
Very
and
good, sir. Thank you.
they come from.
We are rich countries when it comes to raw materials. To support us and help us develop those resources with win-win partnerships. That is our wish. I often listen to your remarks and speeches, Mr. President. We also want our raw materials to be processed locally in our country so that we can create value and to create jobs for youth so that they stop dying. They are crossing the sea the ocean to go to other countries. That is what we want to have, local processing of raw materials. Gabon is a rich country. We have over 2 million inhabitants and a great deal of diversity, raw materials, oil and gas reserves. And we would like those resources to be tapped using an economic model that fits. Since our liberation, we have changed how we do trade. We've focused on transparency and bids for anyone who wants to come invest in our country. If you follow the news, we've also worked on agreements with the European Union, and we wanted to review those because we didn't think that those were win-win opportunities. So our market is open. We want to process manganese locally, which you purchase through a company called Aramet. And I'm sure that it's more expensive compared to when you can come and buy it directly from us. In order to do this local processing, we need 8 to 10 gigawatts of electricity. Again, this is an open bid. Any American company that wants to invest in electricity in Gabon is welcome to take advantage of that opportunity. Now, looking at defense, the Gulf of Guinea is an issue. There is maritime piracy in that area, and we want to work together to stabilize it. You said you had the best equipment, the best military equipment, and that's what we'd like to have so that we can stop maritime piracy in the Gulf of Guinea. We can't do it alone. We need a reliable and strong partner that is committed and that takes real steps, real action. We also need to be pragmatic, and that's what you are. And I'm a general, and I am too. I'm pragmatic. I like it when things move quickly. Our country is free, open to one and all. You are welcome to come and invest. Otherwise, other countries might come instead of you. Thank you.
Good job. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. I would like to thank you for this invitation. It is an honor for us to be here at the White House and to have this opportunity to speak with you about the new partnership that you are putting in place with Africa, particularly for investment. I also wanted to commend you for your commitment to peace throughout the world and the incredible diplomatic success that you had with the DRC, as my colleagues mentioned. You said that this put an end to a long war that claimed many lives, and thankfully, you were here to put an end to this 30-year war. I also wanted to express that Africa supports all efforts to bring back peace to Sudan, Libya, and in the Sahel. Mr. President, as you've seen, you can only do business when there is peace and security, and you build peace everywhere in the world so that there can be better investments. The entire world is grateful to you for this. Now, with respect to my country, Senegal, I've been president for some 15, 16 months now. And I want to reassure all American investors about our country's political stability and our favorable regulatory environment, which we are continuously improving upon in order to attract more investment. I wanted to speak about 2 projects that I think are an exceptional opportunity. I will speak about the U.S. Ecological Survey, which can help assess the potential of the minerals in our country. And thanks to American companies, we've been able to discover oil and gas. Some 950 billion cubic meters of gas that we can tap into in order to support our economy. And again, here we were able to do this with an American company. Another project I'd like to mention, and again, I would like to invite American investors to take part in this. It's for a digital city. We identified a space within the city of Dakar. It has a view of the sea. It's on some 40 hectares, and this is a great opportunity for American tech companies to come in and make Dakar a tech city open to Africa. I was wondering what your secret was for resolving all these complex crises, and I know you are a tremendous golf player. Golf requires concentration and precision, qualities that also make for a great leader. Senegal has exceptional opportunities to offer, including in the area of tourism. So perhaps an investment could be made in a golf course in Senegal. It would just be 6 hours by flight from New York, from Miami, from Europe, or from the Gulf. And that would be an opportunity for you to show off your skills on the golf course too. Thank you for your attention, sir.
Well, to show off my skill, but that's really nice. And he's led a very interesting life. He looks like a very young person. He's a little older than he looks, but a fantastic job. He was treated very unfairly by his government, and he prevailed. And so congratulations on that. Really, congratulations. It was a great job. And you've all done a fantastic job. And so we'll be talking to you as we have the meal. Do you want to ask any questions, please? Where's my reporter from Africa? There you are. How are you? She's very famous in Africa, see?
Yeah, thank you. Miss, I have one question for the African presidents and one question for President Trump. As you can see, Mr. President Trump, all the African presidents are very happy with your efforts to bring peace in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. My question to you is, today you are making history by receiving 5 African presidents and showing the interest of the United States to collaborate and to work close with the African nations. African continent is watching, African youth is watching, and this new approach that your administration is taking to deal with African nation, not only based on help, but in doing business that everybody can win, is really much appreciated for all the Africans. My question is, are you planning, Mr. President, in the future to travel to Africa to see firsthand all those countries in Africa, all those potential that those countries have? And for the African leaders, my question is, as you can see, President Trump is working to bring peace, not only in Africa, but also in the world. Are you all considering to nominate President Trump for a Nobel Prize Peace?
That's a very nice reporter. I got to meet her 2 weeks ago when we had the Congo and Rwanda, and we had some other people up from Africa, and that was the first time. But that's a very nice. I appreciate the questions. Very nice, actually. Would you like to? At some point, I would like to go to Africa. Absolutely, we're going to see what the schedule is, but at some point, I would like to do that very much. Would you like to give a fast answer, please?
Thank you very much. Microphone, please.
Please.
Of course, on soutient cette dynamique.
We are in favor of this dynamic for peace. We are very committed on peace. I am the first head of state who went to Russia and who went to Ukraine, both, since the start of the war. I held the presidency of ECOWAS, and I went to see Mr. Putin. We spoke for 4 hours, and then I went to Ukraine. I spent 12 hours on a train to speak to President Zelensky. But now the weight of President Trump is something else altogether. We are with you. We are behind you to see what we can do to help bring peace back. No one wins when there's war. So you have our support so that we can bring peace back. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President Trump. Thank you for your questions. A Nobel Peace Prize, while I don't see any problem with it, I think that President Trump deserves it for all the efforts that he's worked on. And he brought peace back in the SEAC region. That is my region, the region where DRC and Rwanda signed a deal. And so he is now bringing peace back into a region where that was never possible. So I believe that he does deserve a Nobel Peace Prize. That is my opinion on this.
Well, thank you very much. Very nice. Thank you. I didn't know I'd be treated this nicely. This is great. We could do this all day long. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Mr. President, I believe that we have to continue to support America in the strength to be able to bring about peace in the world. America is a melting point and also a country that we all look forward to. And I want to encourage you, because without peace, we can't have a world to live in. And we stand with you on that.
That's right. Thank you. Well said. Please.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you for your question. Very important question indeed. Forgive me for saying this, but unfortunately, I don't really understand. I don't know how things work when it comes to Nobel Prizes, but I can guarantee you that Mauritania would never be opposed to President Trump receiving a Nobel Peace Prize, because he's already working very hard in favor of peace throughout the world, with no distinction, no regard to what continent it's on, and he's working on areas where there are tensions everywhere. He's committed towards peace, and our world needs more peace. Thank you.
Very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The jury will decide. It's not a matter of voting amongst our countries, but what is for sure is that the results and the work has been done in such a short amount of time show that you would be a good recipient. And I'm sure that the jury sees that, and the rest of the world sees it as well and understands it. When the time comes, I think everyone will see that it is a deserved prize. Congratulations on what you've done so far. If we took a poll, I think you would be very far ahead in those polls.
It's very nice. All of you, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Peter?
Thank you, President Trump. James Comey and John Brennan, now under criminal investigation related to the Trump-Russia probe. Do you want to see these two guys behind bars?
Well, I know nothing about it other than what I read today, but I will tell you, I think they're very dishonest people. I think they're crooked as hell, and maybe they have to pay a price for that. I believe they are truly bad people and dishonest people. So whatever happens, happens.
And now, a few weeks after the strikes that you ordered on the nuclear facilities in Iran, there is an Iranian official who says you, President Trump, have done something that he can no longer sunbathe in Mar-a-Lago. As you lie there with your stomach to the sun, a small drone might hit you in the navel. It's very simple. Do you think that's a real threat? And when is the last time you went sunbathing anyway?
It's been a long time. It's been a long time. I don't know. Maybe I was around 7 or so. I'm not too big into it. Yeah, I guess it's a threat. I'm not sure it's a threat, actually, but perhaps it is.
And on one other subject, two Democratic senators now, Cory Booker and Alex Padilla, have a new bill out. They want to require CBP and ICE officers to have legible IDs, and they don't want CBP or ICE officers covering their faces. Would you ever sign that?
Well, they wouldn't be saying that if they didn't hate our country, and they obviously do. I'm surprised that they would do it, knowing a little bit about them. I don't know them well, but these officers are doing a tremendous job. They're great patriots. If you expose them because of statements like have been made by Democrats and others on the left, usually, mostly, I think probably exclusively, you put them in great danger, tremendous danger. And it's sort of funny when people picket in front of Columbia, in front of Harvard, and they have masks on, more than masks. I mean, you can't see anything. Nobody complains about that. But when a patriot who works for ICE or Border Patrol puts the mask on so that they won't recognize him and his family, so they can lead a little bit of a normal life after having worked so hard and so dangerously. There's a problem with that. So they have this is the problem with the Democrats. They have a lot of bad things going on in their heads. They've really become they've lost their confidence, number one, and they become somewhat deranged. I want to do whatever's necessary to protect our great law enforcement people, and they are right at the top of the list.
And your agriculture department also announced this week that they are going to start limiting Chinese ownership of American farmland. Why do you think that the Chinese have been buying up all this farmland in our country so close to military installations?
Well, I don't want to get into that. I have a very good relationship with President Xi. We're going to see, and I'm going to, they're going to be making a recommendation to me, but we have a very good relationship. As you know, they're paying a lot of tariffs to the United States now. And so I'm not going to get into that right now. Yeah, please.
Yesterday, the Wall Street Journal reported that the White House was weighing whether to send another Patriot air defense system to Ukraine. Can you confirm that reporting?
They would like it. They've asked for it. They're very rare indeed, because a lot of systems have been sent to Ukraine. But they would like to. I know that they made the request. We're going to have to take a look at it. It's a shame that we have to spend so much money on a war that would have never happened if I were president. That's a terrible, terrible war over there, and it's really a shame. It's very sad. When you talk about a system like that, highly sophisticated, tremendous amount of money, and they're doing it because they want to prevent death. They're getting hit hard, very hard. So we're looking at it.
Also on Russia.
Yesterday, sir, as well, Ukraine was hit by over 700 drones sent by Russia last night. What's your response to that attack?
Well, I've been sort of letting people know I'm not happy about what's going on. It's a war that should have never happened. It should not happen now. The losing now it's up. I've been saying 5,000. Now it's up to 7 and dying, and it should be stopped. It should be stopped. Very sad to see what's happening. Yes, please.
Sir, can you explain how you calculated your latest round of tariffs? Any of these countries to face tariffs as well?
The formula was a formula based on common sense, based on deficits, based on how we've been treated over the years, and based on raw numbers. and we're going to have a couple of more coming out today. Brazil, as an example, has been not good to us, not good at all. We're going to be seeing Brazil number, I think, later on this afternoon, tomorrow morning. Very substantial facts, and also past three. You look at the past three. Understood the numbers or into it like I have. We've taken in hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs, hundreds, and we haven't even started yet. And it's going to be a great thing for our country. I think it's going to be a fair thing for the world. And we really haven't had too many complaints because I'm keeping them at a very low number, very conservative, as you would say, number. And we haven't had, we'll be ending at certain points, but we've been treated very well, both friend and foe. And friend has treated us very badly. It's not even believable that for so many years, I was using tariffs in my first administration. We had the most successful financially administration that there's ever been. This is going to be much better, but we got cut short with the COVID because I didn't think it was appropriate when, Spain, it's the horror show that a lot of the countries went through. So I cut it a little bit short, but we took in hundreds of billions of dollars in a successful term ever from a president financially. But this is going to be much more successful. Yes, please.
Here to face tariffs as well?
I haven't thought of it, but I don't know. Let's see, I like him, and him. No, I don't think so. Not too much. It's very good. These are friends of mine now. Yes, please.
Thank you for taking our questions, Mr. President. You talked about the external revenue country, and thanks to tariffs. Talk about how these hundreds of billions of dollars that have been brought in will help grow the country. What do you hope it tools?
And the tariffs actually are the fact that when you charge the tariffs at a certain point, they say, well, we tariffs doesn't make economic sense. These are wealthy countries. And they or their companies will come into our country and build, and that's what's actually happening. Now, if you had a very low tariff, there'd be no incentive to do that. If you have no tariff like we used to have, which is so stupid, it's not even believable. But then obviously they make their product, the product in their country. They have the jobs, they have the income, they have the taxes, they have everything. And they just send it into us. And, China by a lot with AI, that we wouldn't get. Building their own now, the wheel is turned. And what we're doing is, more important, we're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars, money that we've never seen before. But more important than that, we have a lot of people that would rather not have to pay that. So they're coming in and building plants. AI, we're leading everybody, including China, by a lot with AI. At a level that we've never had in this country before. Yeah.
And secondly, a study from the Council of Economic Advisors. You put it on Truth Social yesterday. It showed that your assessment that tariffs would slow inflation was accurate, and that the prices of imported goods since February has fallen. That your assessment was right, the critics were wrong. Why do so-called experts continually misread your economic policy, sir?
Well, it's not the experts, it's the fake news and a combination of that and the Democrats. I saw an ad on television today on Fox, and it was some ad about, Trump has raised costs. It's the opposite. I actually put out a statement. I brought down costs. I brought down the cost of groceries. I brought down the cost of energy, tremendously groceries. If you remember my first week in office, the press was screaming at me about the cost of eggs. They were 4 times higher than they were just a short time ago. That was caused by Biden and stupid policies. And we got that down. And by Easter, it was normalized. And now it's actually even at a lower price. So when I see an ad like that, it's always good to respond. I feel you have to respond. It was an ad that things are more costly. No, they're much less costly. Yesterday, $1.99 a gallon. There's 3 states were selling gasoline at $1.99. You haven't seen that for a long time. And I brought costs way down. Just about every cost. I can't think of a cost that went up, but just about every cost. So what they do is they lie. They take ads. You'd almost think that the the advertising station would stop it because they know it's wrong. It's such a lie. All you can do is say it's a lie and explain it. I guess I have the ability to explain it at conferences like this, so I like to take advantage of it and do it. But costs are substantially down under the Trump administration. And as you know, Biden had the highest inflation, I believe, in the history of our country. They say 48 years, but regardless, I think it was really the highest in the history of our country. And they were up to numbers that nobody ever saw before. And we have inflation now totally under control. We have a Fed chairman that, if he was doing his job properly, would lower interest rates. But we're bullying through even that. We're doing so well, it's not having that kind of an impact on us. But you want to see a rocket ship? We should have the lowest interest rates, because without us, there's nothing. And we have a strong country now, and we're taking in a lot of money. And other countries aren't even complaining. They got away with murder. They took advantage of a lot of stupid people, or people that didn't understand business, or something was going on. But hard to believe that they got away with it for so many years. But now, and I'm treating them very fairly. Again, we have countries with tremendous deficits with us, where we have, where we essentially lose a lot of money. And we are changing that around very rapidly. And I think it's about time somebody did it. Yeah, please.
Sir, yesterday you said that you were not sure who ordered the munitions halted to Ukraine. Have you since been figured out?
Well, I haven't thought about it, because we're looking at Ukraine right now and munitions, but I have not gone into it.
What does it say that such a big decision could be made inside your government without you knowing?
I would know. I'll be the first to know. In fact, most likely I'd give the order, but I haven't done that yet. Yeah, please.
How your meeting with Netanyahu went over the last couple of days, and how realistic do you think a ceasefire is this week?
Well, we're talking about Gaza for the most part. I think we have a chance this week or next week.
Period. And sorry, we can't continue with it because the questions are merely about the incident in the Middle East and other part. It was Trump opening up for the 4 African or 5 African presidents that the media will ask them individually about their country, about the visit at the United States or in the United States and other issues. But as it is, they will opt not to ask any one of the African leaders, but rather the incidents that are happening in their respective countries and other regions they are accustomed to. They have been reporting on. They are accustomed to Liberia or Africa, most of the African countries, except for the lady who you heard from. He singled her out first, and he met her for 2 weeks, and she was good at asking questions. So since then, he hasn't forgotten. Trump doesn't forget about people so easily. So we can continue. That's how we end the show. Sorry, we didn't take most of you, but that's what it is. That's what the profession is all about too. Tomorrow with that. However, today is Wednesday, so CDC hour is on at 6:50 with Isiaka Sharif, and then at 8 o'clock this evening is Face the Issues with Teacher Line, Anthony at Law, A.B. Weah. You don't want to miss it. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. I'm Sam Andrews.